Hi Jilly and other lovely viewers as well. Let's get fancy. Let's jump right into it. I would like to do two very spoiler-free reviews on the books I've read recently. I think you'll like them. They're very different books, unrelated, and yet going in the same video. In fact, I would say that the only things that these two books have in common is the fact that I actually bought the physical copy of the book as opposed to reading it on my Kindle and then if I liked it, buying it as a physical copy, and I have different reasons for each one, which I'll get into. To start, I read The Immortal Lycanthropes by Hal Johnson, and the way I found this book is actually pretty unique. Sort of judging a book by its cover sort of thing, but I actually follow the illustrator, the person who did the cover illustrations and some inside illustrations I'll show you. I follow her on Tumblr. It's Tegan White, and I thought this book was just beautiful and I had to have it no matter what it was about. So when you open this up, it's got this like beautiful turquoise teal. Each chapter has like some nice little design at the beginning, but the other really neat thing is that as you get into it, each chapter also has like a new animal, and that's because in this book there's lycanthropes, they're sort of like were animals, but there's only one of each sort of animal. Like there aren't a bunch of like were tigers or were gorillas, there's only one of each, so that's kind of the point. Let me see if I can find another pretty one. But yeah, that's what initially drew me in, was I saw this Tumblr post of how she had all the different drawings. But it was actually good. What I ended up liking about the Immortal Lycanthropes book, besides the really pretty outside and pretty drawings inside, was that the writer has a really quirky writing style, and you can really, you get into like the personality of the narrator and things switch around, and it kept me on my toes too. So I recommend. It's a young adult novel, so it's not going to take you a whole long time to read, and it's definitely worth getting the physical copy so you can have all the pretty drawings that Tegan did. On the total other end of sort of spectrum, I mean, they're both, you know, fantasy kind of books, but I also read World War Z, and I bought the physical copy of this one because it was cheaper than the Kindle edition, which is pretty rare. Like, at least they're usually the same price, so that was weird. So I went ahead and got the paperback copy of this one, even though, you know, it's not that great to look at. I mean, I don't think it's that pretty, but I don't think it's supposed to be pretty. I mean, it's about a zombie apocalypse. I will start off by saying I really like this book, but it was very different from what I'm used to reading. One thing that was really different about it is it's kind of broken up just into sets of short stories. It's not like you're following one character. There's a person who's like doing interviews, but really it'll be just a paragraph describing who you're about to hear the story of, and then that story. Although that did make it really good for like your nighttime before bed reading kind of thing. Because then there was just like that one story and you kind of got like a full sense of, yeah, I've accomplished something. Unless you're scared to read about zombies before you go to bed, in that case it would not be good to read before you go to bed. And because that book is split up into like smaller sections and it's kind of going through, I mean, it's going through all the different like beginning, there's a few zombies and oh my god, tons of zombies, and you know, different reactions, and it's from a global perspective. There are characters that they interview that are from all around the world, so that's a really neat thing. But it makes me wonder, like, obviously I've seen the preview and this is touting that it's soon to be a major motion picture. I wonder how they're gonna make it into like a linear movie style. So curious. That might be enough reason for me to want to go see the movie, even though I can already tell, like, the book I loved reading, but the preview really didn't draw me in. So I'll be interested to compare those two when that one comes out. So if you have read either of those, let me know what you thought, especially if you've read the World War Z, what you think about them making that into a movie. And I highly recommend Immortal Lycanthropes too, especially if you're into young adult fiction and you read that a lot. I think it was a really good one. I liked the writing style. Also, I'd like to bring up, I was like, what? I was just thought, blah, I can't even talk. I was so touched because Allie stands for awesome. Allie put Nerdgirlsforthewin on a little list of like lady YouTubers who are awesome because of this whole lady YouTube discussion happening, and I was like really surprised, and I thought that was just really cool. So I'll leave her link below and you can check her out as well. But Jilly and other lovely viewers as well, I will talk to you later. Bye.